The Dagroth, or otherwise known as the Beast People of the Dawasil. These large, dark beasts live deep in the underground. They are only ever found around large caverns that are close to the Dawasil. A quote from Night Tree Overlord Nerite shows their current standing with the powers that govern the planet. Those beasts. I would not worry myself with such a primitive race of accidents. Their feeble construct of society makes even the hive-mind insects of the Cherik seem capable. And as you can see, the Night Tree Overlords have, for lack of a better word, written them off as nothing more than unintelligent animals that will die from their own ignorance. Though this opinion is widespread amongst most of the populace, even some may have you believe that the Dagroth race is nothing more than an accidental hiccup in the course of the evolution of the planet Terrillian. I'm here to wipe clean the slate of misinformation, clear the fog of superstition, and bring out the actual facts about these creatures. I am Whiteout. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If you like what you hear, please hit the like button or consider subscribing. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Now, let's get started with our first look at one of the many races that reside on the planet Terrillian. The Dagroths are largely humanoid creatures with clever eyes that are deep and dark. Exposed bone, elongated snouts combined with their large horns which protrude out of their thick black mane that wraps around their neck evokes an outstanding level of intimidation upon first glance. These striking creatures start off on all fours, however, as they mature into adulthood, they become bipedal, only taking back to all fours when heavily provoked. Their fingers grow long, heavy claws that connect to the actual bone of the hand. Even though these creatures seem to have the physical advantage in speed and strength, they're actually quite peaceful. However, their temperament aside, they are quite a force on the battlefield, pure devastation when in the rage. Now, in relationship to their culture, they are heavily dependent upon the shadowy waters of the Dawasil. Of this, they are also quite protective. Around these waters, their culture has specific castes designated to the protection and security of them. They are called Fode. This group is composed of widowed females who wrap their horns in the manes of their mates as a sign of grief and position. They are often found around the edge of the water, staring out, ready to seize anyone who gets too close. Fode who have kids prior to the death of their mates will usually bring up their kid as clerics who only live to follow the Fode and their teachings. Now, the Fode are not the only role of leadership in the Dagroth hierarchy. The Dagroths also have a separate leadership group known as the Doa. The Doa are largely composed of males that have been studying under the clerics' teachings and have been chosen by the Fode to represent the Dagroths in battle. Doa spend most of their time creating armor and perfecting swordplay. However, the majority of them will never see battle, and it is said when a Doa does step on the battlefield, the battle is lost. There's also been stories of Doa running into the battlefield of their own accord, attacking both sides with complete and total impunity. Whilst this is rare, there has been enough of these situations to lead us to believe that they are true. However, I have said Dagroths are largely peaceful. This story may make you believe the contrary, but what I do find, which is quite accurate in their species, is they can't go long without drinking from the waters of the Dawasil. Anytime a Doa separates himself from the waters, or rather any Dagroth separates himself from the waters, he will go into a complete state of madness. When they enter this state, they often become quite violent. This is a crippling need, a need that they cannot fulfill outside of their caves. Adventurers, they do try to go out and they may try to make some kind of sustainable colony on their own, but without a constant supply of the Dawasil itself, the small group is almost certain to failure. These creatures will remain bound to the source, bound to the Dawasil, to never leave its dark and murky reach. And with that, we'll draw to a close. I do appreciate all of you who have listened. If you want to see more content, as I said before, please like and follow. Have a wonderful day. My name is Whiteout. I'm signing out.